we live and we're alive and this is live and it is everything alive. Okay, we're alive. We're not dead. Okay, we're alive. Just like Jesus is alive. The question is, are you alive? Huh? Are you alive? So, welcome to the Chief of Wakanda podcast, and I'm here with the beautiful Brittany. Not Britney Spears, just Brittany. I know there's so many Britneys in here, but this is a special Brittany. So this is Brittany, and I'm Wakanda boy, and we're just here to have fun with you, and just to talk about random stuff. You know, nothing scripted, just random daily issues. Like what did you eat today? What did you eat today? Really? What did you, yes. What did you eat today? Because sometimes what we eat is, they say you are what we eat, right? I'm kind of like a walking McDonald's right now because I've been eating McDonald's for the past 72 business days.
Oh no. That's not good.
It's not. Okay, so what keeps you young and beautiful and glossy and vibing? Hey. All that good stuff. All that good stuff that makes guys go. What makes you look like that? What do you mean?
Oh, thank you, Colin. Well, beauty and health and diet is important, especially in today's world because we're surrounded by processed foods and large amounts of sugar and desserts, and it's hard. It's temptation everywhere, I'd say. But I've had to learn that your skin is basically a reflection of what you eat, and your weight is a reflection of what you eat.
Not entirely true because I'm ashy. It doesn't mean that I just ate ash. But okay, we see the point. We see the point. I'm 92, 95% ashy all the time. But
Oh my God.
well, that's a different subject. That's a different topic. Okay, go on. Your skin reflects what you eat. Okay.
When it comes to glowing and soft skin, you have to definitely get closer to organic food and not non-processed foods, because over time it really does damage to your body. It ages you. It gives you health problems. We are deficient in nutrients, and we have to eat more vegetables. Vegetables are a must.
Okay, so they talk about going vegan. What? Vegan is when you eat grass. What is vegan? Because some of us, we eat everything and we don't understand. What is vegan? I don't know.
You know what? That's a good question. I'm not an expert in being a veganist.
Well, I always say these things. Oh, okay,
But
yeah.
I hear a lot about it. Like, I've had friends who've been vegan, and I have to say, like my friend Catherine, she said she was a vegan for 5 years, 6 years, and she said it damaged her body, like long term. It really messed up her whole sleep order. Her skin wasn't as glowy. She said, and as soon as she switched over and ate eggs and just started eating basic regular food, she started feeling better, looking better. Now there's different vegans apparently. Like I guess there's veganism in India, and there's different religions and beliefs in regards to what being a vegan is. Like one woman, she's not allowed to have garlic or onions, and that's really hard to do for me because they're so good for you and they're really tasty.
Well, I don't eat onions either, but when I want to fry and fake fry, we might need onions. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I don't know how to eat vegan, and because I eat everything: French fries, milk, dairy, I'm not a good guy when it comes to salad because I feel like eating salad is like eating leaves and it's tasteless. And I'm still working on that so I can ease into it because everything is a process. But so far, it's been a long time before I ate a salad, so that's why you see my skin is, yeah, ashy. I don't be eating healthy.
You could just put some lotion. That could help too.
Plan B.
Yes.
Okay, okay. So I can put on a lotion and I can eat how I want. Case closed, right? But I still want to be glowing naturally, so that means I have to eat right because
Gotta eat more vegetables.
my skin is gonna snitch. I be just walking around and the fries come out of my skin, and people be like, "Did you eat fries today?" So yeah, you gotta eat healthy. So the only thing that's going on for me because I like fitness. Fitness keeps me active. I like to go run. Also, soon the gas is going up. You might not need Uber. You might have to run to work 10 miles. You better jump in now.
Right?
Yeah, you gotta get on it.
Going.
Yeah, so I like to run. So if you ever have like issue with cardiologist, not like a doctor. No, it's cardio. So
I see you running, and it's very impressive. I mean, that's hard to do. Run 10 miles. You must really train for it. You were in the military, right?
yeah, I was a U.S. Marine, and fitness is a big one when it comes to the military. Like you get kicked out if you're not fit because they have to be able to trust to run around, run with people to show the fit. So that's the least you can be in. So that I have the discipline to be able to do that religiously. But I need to have the discipline to eat right too because you are what you eat. So I might be exercising every day, but guess whose skin is glowing? Not mine. Hers. Because she's eating right. So yeah.
I hear you. It's hard. I actually was forced to eat more vegetables because I wasn't allowed to eat fruit. I was doing this detox this January. I was having major thyroid problems, and I had to really learn how to make vegetables taste good and not lose all their nutrients. So one thing I did learn is just knowing the basics makes a huge difference. And what I did was I'd buy those pre-packaged vegetables like the mushrooms, onions, asparagus.
Tomato?
You could do tomato, absolutely.
Tomato. British, UK.
I say tomato, you say tomato. Hey, the same thing.
Tomato. Okay.
It works. But we put it all together, and I added butter, olive oil, and salt and pepper. And that's just a good basic. And they too loud.
Kids, we're having a show. Sorry, I had to scare away the kids. Easy. So yeah. Another thing we want to talk about relationships.
Absolutely.
That's a tough one, you know. Everybody's in a relationship, whether with yourself or with someone. Someone always has a relationship going. So, personally, I hate relationships because it comes with emotions. Kids.
Hey, go over there.
Kids. Yeah. I feel like they think that they're in the village. Well, the background looks like the villages, but Jesus said, "Let all the kids come unto me." Y'all go see Jesus. Jesus say, "Bring all the kids."
He's babysitting right now.
Okay.
He's babysitting.
So yeah, relationships is tough. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I hate relationships because it comes with emotion and nobody wants to deal with emotion and commitment.
Nobody, or what do you mean?
Oh, well, like when things don't go as you expect them to
They
go.
don't want problems.
Yeah.
Negative.
So like when relationships fail, it's not a good time because sometimes some people change because some people change and they have a whole mindset towards anybody else that they meet because someone messed up, you know.
Right.
I don't believe in guys anymore, or I don't believe because someone broke trust. So
They bring their past into their present.
Yeah, that's tough. It's tough to cut off the past and start brand new and have fully trust in the next person because you still have scars from a previous relationship. And yeah, I've been heartbroken so many times too. I made songs. That's a good way to look at it. Okay.
You write songs or?
Well, after my breakup, I wrote a song. Is because sometimes you gotta take all the anger and frustration somewhere. You know, some people like Alice, they make songs, and some people cut themselves. So I don't know where you take your frustrations and anger. So, but tell me about your relationship. Anything. I don't want to be specific. Please tell me about your relationship. It can be your exes. It can be where you are right now. You know.
Absolutely.
If you want me to go in the DM, something. Your most painful relationship, or if you miss your exes, never got over him, or yeah.
Thank you. This is a great topic for me because I've studied a lot in regards to relationships, family life, men, women, and marriage, divorce, breakups. So I do feel excited to share a little bit, but I would have to say I've had my fair share of breakup and heartache and just sad years of feeling different things, and it sucks. I don't like it. The heart, it is fragile. The heart is actually fragile. I believe everything flows from the heart, so you got to protect your heart. And if you don't protect it, we're not taught to do that in society. We're taught to just go do what we want, be with who we want, sleep around, do all these things. And it's the biggest problem we're facing in society, the repercussions of that mindset.
Yes, very true.
And it's sad because so many young people, like teenagers, kids, they're put out there with all these things and thoughts coming their way of what they can do, and
they take a piece of all this
all of it,
and
they get confused, and they get mixed up with the wrong people, and it's not only damaging for the heart and the emotions and the psychology, but it's also damaging to the spirit and the soul. So I believe we have the spirit and the soul and the body. And I've actually, the most important thing I'll have to share today is what I've learned. Why we have heartbreak and why we have such pain is because love is very powerful, and it's the most powerful force on earth. And God gave us love because it's the meaning of life. Like, love is the meaning of life. We're supposed to love on each other, love one another as we love ourselves. And so when we do those things, it brings healing, it brings joy, it brings all the fruits of the Spirit. What are the fruits of the Spirit?
Pineapple, guavas, mango. Was it that?
No.
Oh, guys, I need to read the Bible. Enlighten me the fruits of the Holy Spirit. I'm a Christian, and like sometimes we kind of like put the Bible and have it accumulate the dust. That's not a good thing. We need to release it into the rules and the word. I can't even name one fruit of the Holy Spirit. I would just say pineapple. So tell me one or two. Yeah.
Okay, well, one of them would be joy.
Okay, yeah.
Love brings joy, right?
Very true.
Love is patience. It's being patient with your partner and with yourself. That you don't have to have everything perfect. We're on a journey. We're growing together. We're learning together, and we're gonna go over them right now. Okay. Love is patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness.
Oh my goodness! Goodness,
faithfulness.
Okay.
Gentleness, and having self-control.
That's a hard one for most people.
Yes, very hard.
It's been a hard one for me.
Now, self-control is a big one, because
Okay, the kids are about to start a fire, so watch out. If anything, if there's a fire breakout you see on the TV, that kid is responsible. Thank you. Just wanted to make this clear. Very hardworking girl.
They're very hardworking today.
Okay.
So, you know what's cool about all of those things is that God gave us those fruits to choose to do. We don't have to necessarily strive to do it. We have to just claim it and say, I choose today to be joyful. You know, this person over here is causing me stress and is acting chaotic, but I choose to have self-control and like control my temper, walk away, and I choose to have joy today. I'm gonna go and do things that make me joyful, make me peaceful. We can claim peace, right, in a relationship, instead of fighting and arguing and going into that situation that divides you. You have to claim peace. I choose God today, right now, peace.
Okay.
So I've had to learn that, and that's just the beginning. So once you kind of grasp that you can claim the fruits of the Holy Spirit, what do you think that means, claiming it? Like, what do you think?
I think claiming is, I think it's more like living the word, you know, happy. It means you get hit with sandstorms of someone hit you the attitude or someone cut you off. You have to still choose happy. You have to look on the positive, bright side of it and keep your energy up and not be mad and not take that inward. So I think it means
personal,
yeah,
right?
not personal. So
It's hard
I
not to
think
do that.
claiming that it means it's hard. It's hard for. Watch out! What? Kid.
Alan,
Hello.
Hello.
stay over there or go over there,
so
okay?
It means so it's very tough. It's very tough to be able to ignore some of these things because it's like looking on the bright side of someone in your family dying. You know, on one hand, that person is not in pain. On the other hand, you lost someone you never see.
That's interesting you bring up.
Yeah. So.
What does it say though, right? It says it's better to be at a funeral than a party, and we're supposed to embrace death because it's all going to come to us. And so, as hard as that is to hear, we kind of have to all kind of face that.
Okay. Yeah.
But it also says, blessed are those who are mourning, because they will be comforted. So we're supposed to be there for each other and love on those who are mourning,
Yeah.
who have just lost somebody. We're supposed to go do those things out of love. That's what the power of love does. It brings us to want to go, or to be obedient and go love on people who are hurting. And what does that love do for you when you've lost somebody? When people are all around you and they give you anything you need or support.
Yeah,
It feels good,
It
right?
feels good. It feels it's like a cushion to the pain or to the hard blow. So you know you become less painful or helps you with the healing. Instead of like you are healing yourself. I think love is the most important virtue. I think so. I don't know if it's a fruit, but I'm just saying love is the most important virtue to. If you don't know any of the things like happiness, love is going to make you oversee so many mishaps and problems and hate, you know. So you will easily forgive, you will let go. If you have love, I think it's like you almost have all the other qualities. It just draws the other ones in because if you have love and someone wrongs you, so you won't take it personal. That means you're not going to be mad. You're just going to keep your energy happy. So it's just going to put you at a state of calm versus a state of like hitting back or something. So yeah, that's why Jesus said, "Love is the biggest sin," right? I need to read the Bible again, but I'm saying.
It's the greatest commandment. Yeah, love your neighbor as you love yourself.
Yes.
Because you can't love yourself. You can't love your neighbor or even God if you don't love yourself.
Yeah, it's just literally just saying, it just says that you can't give what you don't have.
Right.
You know?
So
You can say hi too. They did not say hi, so okay. So you cannot give what you don't have. So that means if you love yourself, and then you're going to be the source, and then you give love to whoever is next to you or whoever needs you. But if I hate myself, I'm probably going to hate you. But no. Yeah, but that's what the whole point is. How do you cope with relationships, and how do you get over the people that you put so much trust into and they let you down, and then you feel like you really want them in your life, but you can't do anything because you cannot tie them in your life? How do you deal with that? How do you deal with that? That's tough.
it's tough. It's very tough. So I have to say that when I had my daughter, I realized what's important to me, and that would be having a healthy home and a healthy mind, because I realized that even my parents or people who I am close with, they're not all healthy. Like, nobody has that perfect life. No one has that perfect relationship with family members. And I just realized there's toxic people in my life, you know, and I had to actually face that. And when you are aware, that's the first step to getting healing. And so when you're dealing with somebody who you put your full trust in, you loved, or you fought for, or at least you tried it out and they hurt you, we're in pain because our souls are tied with the person. Because when you're intimate, or even a best friend, you can form soul ties with your best friend, and souls are strong. Like, the soul ties are strong, so it's very hard to break them unless you're spiritual about it. You can't go at the physical necessarily, because what we're taught to do is go to the next person and solve it that way, or go.
Right. So the next person can help you forget about this.
Yeah.
Like, easy fix.
It's not gonna work, because you're still taking on the soul of the last person and you're bringing it into your new person, and that person's bringing their stuff with you. So hopefully they're healthy, hopefully they're okay, but if not, you're gonna deal with their problems, and it all will come out. Like, eventually, it's gonna be there. And so God has really shown me how to break soul ties, and it's changed my life. Like, I have to say, my ex-boyfriends in the past, they were not easy to deal with, in the sense where
you can come in as long as you can wave. If you wave, yes. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
The ex-boyfriends and the ex-girlfriends, they're not easy to deal with, because you want to be a good person. You don't want to end on bad terms. You want to have closure, right?
Very true.
You want to be at peace, and yet not everybody thinks like you or is going to do that. You know, they'll go and do what they want, or because they don't want to. I notice people are selfish in the way that they are thinking about themselves so that they don't get hurt, and they'll hurt you.
Yes.
By doing what they have to do to not be hurt, right? And not face the reality of what's happening. And that's a selfish way of going about things.
I think 99% of that usually comes from the previous relationship, so they're trying to avoid that pain at all costs, even if it means pushing you out of the age. So I think that's very selfish, because I think everybody deserves a brand new slate, but that's not usually what happens, because it's not easy to forget the hurts and the frustrations that you had. So
especially if you've trusted them and you gave them your heart. You know, giving your heart is very serious.
Yeah, and then you did your best, and then they still let you down. It's almost impossible for you not to carry just a tiny bit into the next relationship, because you're going to say, if I gave 110 on this guy, it's okay, 110 on this guy. What makes this other guy special? Because you are not God, so you don't need minds. And two, he just looks like everybody else. He could just do the same thing, and nobody wants to go around two of that hurt, getting hurt. So it is tough, but if you really want someone in your life, I think I'm not with a revenge thing. I'm not with the revenge thing where like, oh, this guy did me dirty, so the next guy is gonna pay for it. I think that's selfish. Personally, I don't do that. I don't think anyone should do that. But most people do that. Most people say, oh, the next guy is gonna know, or the next guy is gonna pay for my ex. So making someone pay for the sins of the other person is a totally unfair move. You should stop it.
Yeah, so don't do it.
You're damaging a very innocent soul. What happens? How will you feel is if, let's say, you go steal something in the store and then someone comes, takes your son and daughter and kills them and say, now we're good, now we're even. You say, what kind of scales are you using? You kill someone because I did that. Yeah, the scale transforms just like that. You have to look at it that way. So this person was innocent, they didn't do anything, they had nothing to do with nothing. And you're just going to like lash them out with all this pain and disappointments that you were caused by this other person. So
what can we do when we feel like we want to take revenge or get even? Well, if we look to with what God says, what does he say? He says, vengeance is mine, I will repay you, says the Lord. So you have to give your burdens and your heart to God to heal and also to deal with the people who have wronged you. So whether they become your enemy or just somebody who's hurt you, God deals with them, and they will get what they've done to you if it was intentional. Anything that's intentional, even if unintentional too, we do suffer consequences for our actions. So we have to forgive, and it's really hard to forgive, even if they don't ask for forgiveness. God says to forgive just because He forgave us for the sins that we've done that we don't even really know about. And he asks us to forgive because it makes us feel better and it helps us move forward. When we carry all these things with us of how we've been wronged, it's going to go into the next relationship. It's going to go into the next future spouse or partner. So maybe we can tell them the number one thing is to guard your heart. So be wise. We need to seek wisdom and look more and be observant, because people, they just act, they just experiment and all these things. And I believe wisdom comes from observation and patience. And that's what's, wisdom preserves life. So when you're not wise and you're a fool and you're doing what the world says to do, you could die early, you could get sicknesses. I mean, there's diseases out there, like from multiple partners and whatever they have. I mean, being with the wrong person at the wrong time, things happen. And we need more wisdom in this generation. We're so great with the knowledge, but we lack wisdom. And I think that's number one. And then number two is watch and be careful who you are around and who you select. So get to know the person you're around. And wait, what's the fruit? Self-control. Having self-control and being patient and really getting to know somebody. Because I'll hear stories of these guys dating these girls who are crazy. Like, they just turn out to be on another level. Like, they do crazy stuff. And then I'll hear the opposite too, where the guys have girls who are like,
so levels to crazy. So
Yeah, levels.
there's levels to crazy. But also, I think one of the most important things to do in a relationship is learn from your mistakes.
Learn from your mistakes. Don't repeat your mistakes.
What happens when you are in class and then you keep on failing the same text? The teacher is just gonna make you DJ and remix that class until you pass the test. Because if he pushes you in the next class, you're going to fail.
Yeah.
You're going to be a doctor. You're going to kill people. Okay. So learn from that because it's going to make you prevent. It's going to make you prevent more hurts or unnecessary hurts. You know. Because let's say you in a relationship and you cheat and the person that you really love decides to walk away from you, and then you do it on the next relationship, and then then they walk away. That means you would have prevented the hurt because you didn't learn from your previous. So learn from it, learn and improve because you have to learn to polish yourself up. If you don't, it's going to be frustration and disappointment after frustration. So yes, don't do the mistake that you used to do 10 years ago. It's just going to be too hard and too tough for you. It's going to ask people, is this really meant for me? Yes, it is. You're just repeating the same mistakes.
That's really interesting. That question, is this really meant for me? Is this my person? I've asked that question so many times within the last 5 years. And what I have to say is, people, we all need to focus more. Okay, there's people that say, oh, there's soulmates and then there's not. You can choose who you want. God has shown me that He has someone specific for us. He's created the Adam and the Eve to be together. I mean, throughout the whole Bible, He's shown that He picked the spouse for specific people. And He even ordained people to be together. Like Queen Esther was ordained to be the queen and was brought to the king. There's just got a specific design and unions that He wants unions that are ordained because He'll use us for His glory. Like He wants to get the glory through love and all these things that we have to do in a relationship. He wants us to persevere and show love no matter what, because love, like you said, it overpowers all the other sins.
Yes.
And it forgives. So like the more, the saying that you tell somebody, it's better to fix it instead of breaking it and then just leaving on.
Yes.
Right? You have to fix it. Well, love is what does that. If you don't, you're in the heat of a moment, you're angry, you're fighting.
Yeah, love will make you see.
To choose.
Yeah, love will make you choose the good. Love will make you see or look into the good of that person versus the bad.
Instead of the bad. That's so important. You have to have
Very
that.
important because nobody's perfect.
No one's perfect. We all make mistakes, and well, where are we going here? So with that, it's so important to. Oh, words are so important. With words, the words you speak out loud towards your spouse, towards your partner, it has power. So if you want to bring life to your relationship, you've got to speak life over it. You've got to speak words of love, affirmations, all the what are they called with the things you need to do for your partner? There's 5 love languages. Like you need to verbally speak words of affirmation and do all these things verbally, because if you're speaking death over it, you're saying F you, like you're no good, you're a piece of shit, all this stuff. That actually it does damage in the spirit and also emotionally.
Yeah, I think if you say certain words or certain things repeatedly, it's going to be a part of you. If you keep on saying, I'm a loser, it's just a matter of time before your mind buys into that. And you're never going to believe, you're never going to trust yourself that you can do something great. So what you say is very important, that it's positive and lifting to you or to your partner most importantly. So yeah, because some people don't have thick skin. Some people,
Yeah,
some
they're very
people,
sensitive.
some people are very
Very
sensitive,
sensitive.
and they depend on what you tell them. So their mood of the day might be based on what you told them when they
Wow,
woke up.
that's good.
Yes. So if you have a partner, tell them you're beautiful, you're gonna do great. Tell them that if you start off with a fight in the morning, the whole day is ruined.
Wow, that's so good.
The whole day is ruined. Yes. And if the whole day is ruined, a lot of things can happen during the day. You might try to drive fast, cut people off, you might cause an accident just because I said one stupid thing to you in the morning.
Really good. So true. You've got to have boundaries. You've got to know where you cross the line, and you cannot cross that line. Like, you've got to fight to stay away from that line. Because again, we're taught in society, just say what you want, do what you want. There's no consequences. You can move on to the next person. You can go and do these things. You've got to create boundaries, because once you lose somebody, that's it. Like, it's very painful, and usually there's no second chances. I mean,
Yes.
people, they don't want to fix things, so you've got to be that person who's the leader, and live with how God tells us to, which is again living with the fruits of the Holy Spirit.
Yes.
And rejecting verbally, like, I reject that thought, or I reject that belief about myself. You know, I choose to ignore it. I choose to not take that person's inadequacies that they're projecting on me as truth. I reject those things because I know who I am. You know, I don't want that for me. So when you can do that, I believe that gives you more power, and you actually get more power and respect from the other person, because you're not feeding into their emotions and drama and stuff that comes out. It's garbage.
Yeah. That's one thing that I've taught myself is how not to. I've taught myself not to hit back or revenge, like especially in a relationship, or if we have an argument and then if you say something really, really stupid like crossing a line. I've learned to hold my horses because eventually you're going to sit back and then you're going to question yourself. You're going to question yourself, was that worth it? And you hitting back or revenging is just going to add fuel to the fire. And if that's something was supposed to work out, now it's shut down. It's shut down. Okay? Oh, you tell me, oh, your mom is this. And I say, oh, your dad is this, your aunt is this, your kid is this, or you are like this. And then maybe you acted that out of anger, but now I just want to prove to you that I can also talk BS. But then maybe you don't have thick skin and you're like, oh, so that's how you think about my mom. Oh, and then you're like, okay, I'm done with you because you just insulted my family. And that shut down because I hit back. So I don't hit back. I don't hit back because you might never know the level of perseverance. I don't know if I want to say the level of some people can take insult. So and two, you don't have to be negative when someone is negative to you. So if you walk down the street and you see me jumping in the trenches, in the sewage, do you just also jump in there? Okay? Or if you see me, let's say I'm how we call those people, who is crazy, right? If I'm crazy, have you ever stopped and started arguing with a crazy person? No. If you see someone talking to himself, or you say, oh, he's crazy. Because go and argue with him, it means you're crazy too. Because nobody argues with a crazy person. So if I do what you did, it just means I'm just as bad as you.
That or you're a fool.
So yeah, so learn to have self-control and learn to not just act. Don't act on your feet, especially if it's a bad thing, because it's gonna haunt you. Okay, it's gonna haunt you. So looks like Princess here is giving us a countdown on the show. Or is it a countdown on the show? Maybe not. But so we're just here for a talk show. we don't want to keep it like a long show, but it's just a random topics, and we're probably doing this more and more. Or you can just ask us random topics that we can talk about, because it's a million things we can talk about. Talk about gas prices. I already gave you the easy fix. Go run. Bam. You don't need that. You go run or buy a Tesla. I don't have money for the Tesla, so this is my Tesla. So yeah. And two, relationships. I promise you, you are not going to get into a perfect relationship. Everybody has flaws. It don't matter. Jesus was perfect. They still found fault to kill him. They did. He did not sin one time. They still killed him. So that boyfriend, that girlfriend you're looking for, she's not perfect. You just have to look the good in them. Or you have to see what you can live with.
Maybe test them a little bit here and there,
Yes.
see if they can, if they have your trust.
Yeah. Be open.
Be open.
Yeah, be open. Some people are looking for, seeking like perfection. Won't find it, because let's say I date Brittany here, and then in my mind she's perfect, but then soon something will be like, oh, why she like to talk too much? See, now I
Having
just
high expectations.
yeah. So now I just made talk too much a problem. But she was, in my mind, she was the perfect girl that I wanted. Or why does he always come late? Or why does he always hang out with the boys all the time? He values his boys more. So you have to choose what you can live with and try to make it work. Okay. You're not gonna. Yes. So don't be too picky, because you never find the right one. And two, have faith. Hey, come here, sit here. Come here, sit here. Okay. So we were just talking random stuff. This is Chief of Wakanda, the talk show podcast, and next to me, the friend is right here. Sorry. Hello. The friends, and sitting here with Brittany. We here to talk. We already talked our show.
Honestly,
and the time is up.
after my conversation with you, I was emotional.
A little bit over 30 minutes. And Brittany, is there anything you can say?
I don't believe in giving up, in this life. It can be really easy to give up and feel discouraged, and just like you don't want to be in a place anymore, or be in the same cycle. It can end up in cycles, and it's all in our power. God gave us the authority to fight against that and speak against all the things that we're like up against or experiencing. So just remember to claim verbally out loud the things you want, and say what you don't want out loud, especially for women. Women, this is for you. Speak what you want, what you don't want, and maybe start speaking with how you feel more. It brings healing. Men, they're more into their minds, I guess. They think a lot.
Yeah.
And it's masculine energy, and for the women, the feminine energy, we heal and we get better when we're in our feelings. So
That's very true. Yeah, because most men, they say things like a man, act like a lady. Most guys, they are risk takers. Okay, a guy will probably jump over the roof for $1 million, but he knows his leg is gone. But a lady is gonna be like, honey, are you okay? That's not the right move, because what's the point of, you might die, you might live, because most guys, we are risk takers naturally, and then the women, they are the cautious ones. That's why God sent women to help us. We can risk, but then if you risk too much, you need someone to pull you back from the edge, because sometimes we just go. So if you bring a man and a woman together, well,
we balance each other out.
You need a okay, yeah. So if you find the right partner, you're going to see the perfection in the balance. Someone who understands you and someone who knows your limit. They're not gonna let you go overboard. You know.
And just accepting that we're different. We're opposites. Men are different from women, 100%. I mean, we balance each other out. We're there to help each other, but you've got to accept the differences. You know, it's like the women can see the 180 view and the men can see the other 180, and together we see the 360. And we've got to meet in the middle and like kind of feel out what works for us.
Yes.
And
just
I think
because
that-
and just because I'm right, it doesn't mean you're wrong.
Yeah, that's good.
You know why? If I draw a number on the ground, 6, I see it as a 6. You see it as a 9. We both right? So it's 6. I'm just on this side. But if I come on the other side, it's a 9, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So, but yeah, so that means if I'm wrong, it doesn't mean I'm right. You're right. Or if you're right, it doesn't mean I'm wrong. Sometimes it's just that gray area.
That's good, Colin. Thank you for having me today. I really enjoyed my time, and I want to come back. You know.
Yeah, we'll be doing more talk shows or more podcasts on Chief of Wakanda channel, and I'm the host, Wakanda Boy, and this is Brittany. Thank you for joining us. I know it's a very long talk show, but then see, we all got time. That's why you're here, right? So, until next time, we out. Peace. I'm gonna cut it right there. That's beautiful.